In the early 1800s, the United States was a nation growing rapidly. New states were joining the Union, industries were expanding, and the country was pushing westward toward new lands and new opportunities. But beneath this progress, a powerful conflict was brewing, a conflict that would eventually tear the nation apart. The issue was slavery. The northern states were becoming centers of factories, railroads, and wage-based labor. Meanwhile, the southern states depended heavily on agriculture, cotton, tobacco, and plantations that relied on enslaved labor. As America expanded west, the big question arose: would new states allow slavery or be free? For decades, political leaders tried to compromise, but the differences grew deeper, and trust between the North and South began to fade. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected president. He promised to stop the expansion of slavery into Western territories, a decision that the South feared would destroy their economy and way of life. One by one, Southern states decided to leave the Union. In 1861, 11 states formed the Confederate States of America, believing they had the right to break away. The North disagreed. President Lincoln insisted that the Union must remain together. And so, the Civil War began, the deadliest conflict ever fought on American soil. Major battles erupted across the country: Bull Run, Antietam, Gettysburg, and Shiloh. Millions of soldiers, North and South, fought in fields, forests, small towns, and farmlands. The scale of the war was unlike anything the United States had ever seen. In 1863, the war reached a turning point. President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring that enslaved people in the Confederacy were forever free. The war was no longer just about preserving the Union. It became a fight for human freedom. Slowly, the Union armies pushed south. Cities fell, supply lines collapsed, and Confederate forces grew weaker. In April 1865, Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered at Appomattox Courthouse. The Civil War was over, but victory came with a terrible price: more than 600,000 lives lost, families torn apart, and cities destroyed. After the war, the United States entered a period called Reconstruction, aiming to rebuild the South and integrate millions of newly freed African Americans into American society. The Civil War forever changed the nation. It ended slavery, strengthened federal unity, and set America on a new path toward equality, even though that journey would take many more generations. Today, the Civil War remains one of the most important chapters in U.S. history, a story of conflict, courage, sacrifice, and the struggle to define what America truly stands for.